Yo, it's Jazzy Black. I'm excited to be kicking back with some winners straight out the city representing Ben Barber Innovation Academy. We have Addisyn Richard, Bright Evbie, and Kamron Brown, who are 10th graders. And they entered into this super cool competition called Student Cam by C-SPAN, which is major. They ended up winning third prize and won some money for their documentary that is called What is Wrong with Our Food? And they tackle obesity and health. So make some noise. Woo! I put the applause in here. Okay, so you guys tell me about how this idea to enter into this competition even came about. Like, are you guys just all friends and then somebody is a documentary filmmaker, or how did it happen?
Well, I guess
We're,
first we all. Oh, do you gonna go, Cam?
I was gonna say we're all in the exact same Ben Barber AV class. So this project was structured as one of our school projects. So instead of doing interviews as a grade for the school, our teacher, Mr. Toomey, would accept us to enter into this competition as our project.
Nice. And shout out to Mr. Tume.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Mr. Tume. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, for those people that don't know what AV is, explain what AV stands for and what you all do in that class.
AV stands for audio video production, and basically, if you just want to dumb it down, it's basically just a film class. And right now, we're doing our music video, but this was for our documentary section of the class.
Wow. And how is it I'm assuming that you guys want to get into the filmmaking world, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I think
Same.
everyone here does.
So that was Bright and Cam. Addisyn, do you want to get into the filmmaking world as well?
I do. I want to be a film director, so.
Nice. Okay, so what was everyone's role in developing this documentary? And say your name and then say your role.
Let's go
Well,
first.
I was gonna say the roles weren't exactly established. It wasn't like a specific person doing a specific thing.
Hmm.
But um basically I kind of like wrote the script for it and like the overview of the ideas. We all worked together to try to get interviewees.
Mhm.
And then I was the cameraman for all the interviews except for two of them,
Okay.
which I had to do myself because there was conflict of schedule.
Right. Look, people don't know how hard it is to try to get a treatment together for your film. You got to get everybody. You got multiple people eyes laying. Everybody's got opinions, and then you got to go back and clean it up, and then trying to go out and get your locations. You got to get people involved. So it's a lot.
So for every
It really
interview
is.
except for those two interviews,
Yeah.
Addisyn and Bright were the ones asking the questions that I had wrote. And then after we were done with the production, then I edited it.
Ooh. And when you guys, what made you want to do this particular subject, which I think is
Well,
often, not even talked about within the
Mhm.
Black community. So, I was very intrigued to see this particular subject matter.
Well, it's actually really funny because first what we wanted to do, we thought like gun violence, and but Mr. Toomey told us that's a great topic and all, but at the same time, C-SPAN has like thousands of entries, and that's like a really thing that's like in right now. He said if you
Yeah.
really want to stand out, you have to think of like something like a little deeper that people wouldn't think about. So then we went kind of back to the drawing board. We thought, what is something that would be like a really big problem in America? And we thought the food. Like I've been to Europe and I've seen like the difference between food there and here, and it's like drastic. So then we decided start rolling there.
Right. I totally agree. To be young and to be a leader of not even just conversations like this, but leaders in the filmmaking world. Now y'all got C-SPAN on your resume. People work their whole lives to try to get in the door with them. What kind of platform does this create for you? And what are some of you guys' goals in the future? Addisyn, you go first because we haven't heard from you much.
So being on C-SPAN, like, this is my like first year ever taking anything related to film, even though I've always known I wanted to be in the industry. So
Yeah.
when I first like joined C-SPAN and like we actually won, I didn't know how big of a deal it was until like I told my parents, and they're like, "Oh, I heard of C-SPAN before," and I was like, "Oh, really?" So it was just like interesting and like kind of like, I don't know, kind of like motivating in a way to like, oh, like I actually was able to accomplish this, and like we were able to like put ourselves on that like level, because when we got to class, like we were surprised, like we were the only ones in our like AV production one that had actually placed in the C-SPAN, which I thought was really cool. And the amount of work we put in, the hours, it was just all rewarding, and it like shows how much you'd want to do it. It tells you whether you'd really want to do it. And it like, based on this project, everything we did, it does seem like something I do want to do. So I think it's really reassuring to do.
Nice. Did you guys get a chance to network and, talk to other filmmakers and, even just representatives from C-SPAN and be able to like network? Because I'm pretty sure there were all kinds of people in that room.
I know Addisyn and Cam were there today, but at least when I was here, we guys talked to all the C-SPAN people,
Oh,
our mayor. So honestly, I hope like that opens some doors in the future because I'm gonna be an actor. So I'm just really looking forward to it.
nice. And Cameron, what are some of your plans, for the future? Just, after this event and, taking it and running with it.
So my entire point of joining the class was actually on accident. So I
Mm,
wasn't planning to be in the film industry. I'm supposed to be in the music making industry, which is why I have the studio behind me.
nice.
Um, I'm going to college next year for hip hop and R&B production. So that's going to be like mainly my goal is just to make music, and making music in film would also be a great thing to do,
Right.
and I just enjoy everything about film. So I stayed in the class and I tried my best basically.
Cool. Like, and I'll just, throw a little nugget out there. Sony distribution has, been creeping around the city here in the DFW. So, when it comes to like those sync licensing and things like that on both sides for music and film, there's definitely some opportunities, right here in our own backyard. And we get to see that, seeing C-SPAN like pull up down here, and they didn't just go to Mansfield. They went and hung out in McKinney too. So, this is major. As a hip hop station and just as a lover of music, I'm always curious to know, what are you guys listening to on your playlist? Who are your top 3 favorite artists right now? And it also just keeps me, hip and in the loop.
Well, at least for me right now, I know I'm listening to like that Kendrick and Drake beef. But if
Oh,
I had to go for if I had to go for like my top 3 artists, I'd go J. Cole, Kendrick, and I'm sure it's controversial now, but like Kanye for just on pure music.
I like the old Kanye, so I'm not mad at that.
I do like the old Kanye. I'm sad that he changed to be like such a horrible person.
Right. We could talk about that another day though.
Yeah.
Addisyn, who are your top 3 favorite artists right now?
Um, my top three will have to be Lana Del Rey, Ariana Grande, and then he's not very like well known right now, but like David Kushner, he's one of my favorites as well.
I'm gonna have to check out David Kushner. And then what about you, Cam? Unless it's just listening to yourself, I totally respect that.
I do listen to myself, but my most played artists right now are Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, and JPEG Mafia.
Nice. That is super cool. What is your message to other, not just young adults, but to our community when it comes to understanding what is in the food that we eat, doing the research, behind the products and the things that we buy, and even just understanding that ultimately the decisions that we make with the food that we eat will impact our health.
At least for me, I would just say honestly, just take the extra step to look at what you're eating. So I know that the convenience is so easy, you can just grab it off the shelf, but just know that sure, right now it's quick, but in the long term health effects, that's what really impacts you. I think we all want to live long, happy lives for not just us, but our family. And I, at least me personally, I don't want to like be on my deathbed dying for something that's preventable.
Right. I agree. What about you, Addisyn?
Well, like going into the project that we did, like I wasn't that like, aware of like all this stuff, but like getting interviews from different like perspectives. Like we had doctors, we had we had people like cafeteria, we had the cafeteria person, we had a chef, like all these point of views. You see, like it's not always just like, oh well, I didn't know, because like for an example, we went to, if you look at Chick-fil-A, we saw that a salad costs more than like some junk food else there. So I
Yes.
think it's really
And I don't
looking
mind
at
paying
that.
extra for it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I get that like a lot of the food places are like unmotivating to like eat healthy, but it's like, again, you just have to take that extra step yourself. So
And Kamron, what's your message?
Well, not to parrot what's in the video, but basically the structure that I like to have, the end portion where it's like, oh, what can the government do to prevent this? I think that if you like think about it politically, you could probably like research on officials and try to vote for officials that have your best interest at heart when it comes to food, and could probably make different mandates or different like laws that could be put in place to help this, because it is predatory. It
Mhm.
is something that is not only our fault, but it's the fault of advertising and the fault of lobbying and things like that, which negatively affect us but make bigger corporations more money.
Right. Let me just say something, okay? These are people that are not even old enough to go and vote yet, out here thinking the truth. So if this does not propel you to get up and get out, we just had our uniform election here in the DFW. A lot of different counties got to get new mayors and school board district members and city council members and all this stuff. But we have a very, very, very big election that's coming up in November. So I'm really glad that you touched on that, Cam. And for those of you out there, young people that are 18 and eligible, make sure you go and get registered. You can check your registration online if you think you might have done it and you're not sure. But there are resources out there available, and we definitely need you to show up. Thank you guys so much. And then last but not least, we have Miss Robin, who is representing C-SPAN. Miss Robin Newton, thank you so much for connecting all of us, and for being a representative and showing up. And I think that is most important. So talk to me about C-SPAN and this competition with Student Cam, and where this all came from, because I think that is super cool that C-SPAN is putting you know letting the students have a voice, and the youth need a voice. Like, we need that. They are the ones that's going to run the country. So we've got to know, what they think and how they feel.
Absolutely. So this is the 20th anniversary of Student Camp. So we've been chatting with students for 20 years now, asking middle and high school students to address issues that are important to them through making documentaries. Every year we get amazing documentaries from students. This year we received 1,600 entries. 3,200 students participated this year. And we only select 150 winning documentaries every year. So this is a big deal for the students in Mansfield. There were several student winners out of Mansfield at the Ben Barber Innovation Academy. There were
Whatever's going
4
on at
winning
Innovation
groups.
Academy, they are doing it, okay?
They are definitely doing it, and they have been repeat winners year after year. We have seen multiple winning entries out of Ben Barber Innovation Academy. So kudos to them. Kudos to the teachers. This is actually Teacher Appreciation Week. So I've got to give a shout out to them, because they're the reason that these students, for example, Addisyn, Bright, and Kamron, participated in this particular assignment. And so we welcome the mayor to join us today, Mayor Evans, and he was there along with the district aide, Daryl Perez from David Cook's office. Clem Maddox from Charter Spectrum was with us today. They're one of our partners, and we work with them here in the Dallas area. So we were happy to have them at our event as well. And the students got these beautiful letters and proclamations, including one from the State Senator Brian Burwell's office.
Wow.
So it was great to have not just participation among the students, the teachers, the parents, but also their elected officials.
Right. And I think it's super cool that, these topics are not taboo. Obesity and health, the foster care system, entrepreneurship, these conversations are ones that we don't hear from young people often their age. Why was it important for C-SPAN to create a space like this to where they could just really exercise their First Amendment rights? Because, they're laying it out.
So like I mentioned, every year we've done this competition for 20 years now. For those that don't know, C-SPAN, we are known for showing transparency and in the government, showing you your government unfiltered. That's what we do. We've been inside the congressional hearing rooms for 45 years now. And so we want to always hear from people what's important to them. That's our mission. We have a morning show every day, Washington Journal, in which we invite people to call in and share their opinion on various topics. And so we recognize that as adults, we know what's important to us and what we think is important, but we often find that we don't know what's important to our youth. And every year we're amazed at the topics that are addressed. This year, for example, artificial intelligence and technology was the #1 topic that was addressed at 18%. 18% of our videos were addressing AI. And then healthcare, mental health, abortion, that was 17%. 13% was climate, energy, land use, and pollution. So these are all really hot topics that are being addressed by our youth and are important to our youth. They're focusing on not just the local concerns, but also the national concerns and global.
Yeah. So, next year, because there might be some students out there that are not out of, that do not attend, Innovation Academy or, any of these other, super schools. Are there opportunities for them to still be a part of these competitions?
Absolutely. This competition is open to all middle and high school students. You don't have to do it through your school. We receive entries all the time from students who are doing it on their own. We usually publish the theme in September, and then in January is usually when the entries are due, and then we make the announcement on the winners in March. And so for all students who are out there, if you're listening, please participate. We love to see people participating from the area, even if it's not through a school project.
And, I'll just plug this in. If not, ask your mom if you can just transfer to Ben Barber Innovation Academy, because clearly all the kids over there are winning everything. Okay, congratulations to you all. Before I go, I've got to get a shout out. So Ms. Robin, I want you to do yours first. So you'll say, "Hey, I'm Robin Newton." You can say your title from C-SPAN, and I'm kicking back with Jazzy Black on 97.9 The Beat. Okay, ready? Go.
Hi. Hi, I'm Robin Newton, Media Relations Specialist with C-SPAN. I came all the way down here from Washington, D.C., and I am kicking back with Jazzy Black on 97 The Beat.
97.9 The Beat. Just say that part right there.
97.9 The Beat.
That was cool. All right, Addisyn, you are up next. Hey, it's Addisyn Richard, 10th grader from Ben Barber Innovation Academy. Or you could say, yeah, I need you to say all of that. Okay, I want you to say that part first, okay? Ready, set, go.
Hey, it's Addisyn, 10th grader from Ben Barber Innovation Academy.
and winner of the C-SPAN Student Cam competition.
And winner of the Student Cam C-SPAN competition.
Yes. And I'm kicking back with Jazzy Black on 97.9 The Beat.
And I'm kicking back with Jazzy Black
On 97.9 The Beat.
on 97.9 The Beat.
Let's go. All right, Bright, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, it's Bright Evbie.
Hey, it's Bright Evbie, 10th grader from the Ben Barber Innovation Academy and winner of the C-SPAN Student Cam project. And I'm kicking back with Jazzy Black on 97.9 The Beat.
Yeah. All right, Cam, bring it home, Cam.
Hi, it's Kamron Brown, student of Ben Barber Innovation Academy and winner of the Student Cam C-SPAN competition. Kicking it back with Jazzy Black on 97.9 The Beat.